Buy with confidence. It's the Triple J Advantage. 1 year maintenance, 1 year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J. Customers first.
Hot day, Maria.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so I'm here with Maria Pangelinan, the Executive Director of the Guam Election Commission. So, Maria, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Like, how long have you been the Director of GEC? I think it's important for people to kind of understand a little bit more about you.
Mm-hmm. So I've been with the Guam Election Commission for over 7 years now.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I just celebrated my anniversary last month. And before that, I was at the Guam legislature in Central
Mm-hmm.
for a little over 2 years. And before that, I was at the University of Guam for many years. So here at the Guam Election Commission,
Mm-hmm.
it's been, it's still exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I still get up and want to come to work really quickly. So
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's how you know you love what you do. Like when you actually enjoy waking up to go
What
to
makes
work.
it really, really good is we have a team. We're a team of, besides 2 of us, almost all of us are under 40. So they're very, very young and very, very energetic, and they're all willing to learn. So we have 2 senior staffers that are in their 13th and 14th year, and then the rest of us are doing the 7-year stint. So some of us are going into 7 years. I think our newest employee just started last year.
Okay. So, I know that it's election year, so your office must be very busy, huh?
Yes, we are. We have over 50 people that have picked up candidate packets. They're filing now. So right now we've taken care of everyone that's filed, which means we've gone through their packets, ensured that they've submitted everything that's qualified, and their names are ready to go before the board for ratification. And so we'll wait until June 26th until the last one files, and then pretty soon we're going to be in overtime mode again, so that we can hurry up and process all the packets that come in. Okay.
Could you tell us a little bit about, this year's voter participation as of right now? How many voters do you guys have?
Yeah. Oh, as of April 30th, we're about 60 short of breaking 50,000.
Wow.
Yes, I'm so excited,
yes.
and
it's like half the population of Guam, right?
Not quite. Oh, not quite. Maybe 1/3.
Okay.
Yes. So, but we still have to hurry up and get our young adults to register and to vote. So we're close to 50,000. People are saying, we're not going to break 51,000. I'm thinking, I'm an optimist, and I'm saying, let's try to get to 52,000 if anything.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see, right?
Yeah.
So part of the drive is I also teach part-time, and this is my last semester. And I was not supposed to teach this semester because I normally break off on the fall and don't teach at all in the election year. But unfortunately, the adjunct professor that was supposed to teach the class that I normally teach during election time had an emergency. So the day after class started, they called me and asked me if I would come in just for the one class later, in the evening, twice a week. So part of my class says they have to do a marketing project.
Okay.
And it's a team. So this class and last semester's class, what they did was they did a class project on their own. They decided to do they decided to hurry up and get young adults registered to vote. So as of today, I think they're at over 175, maybe over 180 that they've registered to vote in less than a month.
And so, this is just this is not only just students from the university, right? These are just young people that they've been able to gather?
Yes, that's correct. But they did host 2 voter registration drives right at the university. So they did one this past Tuesday, and they did one last week, Wednesday. And from there, that's where they got their, earlier, I think they had like 30 before the first voter registration drive. So they've been able to, I believe they've been very successful.
Buy with confidence is the Triple J Advantage. 1-year maintenance, 1-year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J, customers first. Buy with confidence is the Triple J Advantage. 1-year maintenance, 1-year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J, customers first.
I teach a fundamentals of marketing class, and I've done it since 1995.
Oh wow! So, that's 1 year before I was born.
And so it requires. I started with the 4th edition of the book, and now we're on the 12th edition of the book. So it's been a long time.
But that's so great, how you tie in what you do, what your job is as GEC director with your teaching, so now you're getting, even though it's a marketing class, you're exposing young adults to, elections, to politics, and getting them involved and getting them interested.
Kehani, that's the only way we can do it. We have to wear lots of hats. So as a mother, as a teacher, and as a public servant, you just marry all of them, and the word synergy comes to mind all the time, where if at work you cannot compartmentalize being a mother, being a wife. It has to all work in sync. So that's how we keep our sanity. And when we go home at night, when I go home at night, we face our challenges as a family, and that but it becomes very therapeutic when we're working through those challenges too, and we see the reactions of the children when they say, "Oh yes, I didn't like being scolded, or I didn't like being grounded, but I'm over it now and I won't do it again." That kind of thing.
We learn from it. So, what are some of the reasons why you think that young people, there's not as many voter participation from the younger generation?
Well, they talk about instant gratification. They say that's what the young millennials want, and but if we think about it, we need to engage them. We need to make it relevant to them, and it's refreshing to know that there are young candidates stepping up to the plate. So with these young candidates, I hope they get their peers to come out and vote, and I think that's where we need to go. That's where the Guam Election Commission needs to go. Is we need our public service needs to make sure that we provide the best customer service for our candidates, for our voters, and all of the island of Guam. If and when we do that, we should be able to invite an excellent slate of candidates so that people will come out to vote.
Yeah, so, on that note, what do you think of, we see that there's a lot of new potential candidates who have picked up packets, who I see campaigning, and, there's a lot of incumbents who won't be coming back.
That's going to make it for an interesting election. So interesting such that who's going to be able to do a very accurate forecast? You know, I don't think we've ever been in this position where, you know, there's going to be there's this many vacancies in the legislature.
Have you know, in all your years that you've been at the GEC, you know, what are some of the most surprising things or some of the interesting things that, you know, you've seen occur during elections?
Well, you know, it's still, is it surprising? No. Is it super exciting? Absolutely. At 4 o'clock in the morning on election day, you know, getting the staff to wheel down the supply bags and the ballot boxes and the buses lining up for us to load these. That's, you know, this is it, guys. This is where it all starts, right? We've prepped for 2 years now, and here goes. This is it. So surprising, I want to say exciting and even exhilarating when, you know, we've been going at it for like 2 days straight, where we're there early in the morning and we don't leave until right around midnight, and then here it comes. We're ready to roll with our partners. The Guam Police Department officers are there, the bus drivers are there from Department of Public Works, and everybody, our poll maintenance workers, mostly from the Department of Education. They're at their sites already, waiting for the buses to roll in. And our 335 precinct officials, all trained, all ready to greet our first voters. They're in place, you know, and we're thinking, are the telephones going to be ringing off the hook for issues and challenges right before we open?
Buy with confidence is the Triple J Advantage. 1 year maintenance, 1 year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J, customers first. Buy with confidence is the Triple J Advantage. 1 year maintenance, 1 year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J, customers first.
Kehani, that's the great thing is, when we get returning precinct officials, we get seasoned precinct officials. Those calls tend to lessen every election cycle. So we hope that's the case. Unfortunately, between the primary and the general election, we really wish we could get precinct officials to come back for the general election. But because it's a regular work day, quite a few, maybe even half of our precinct officials cannot come back.
I see.
Yeah, so that's a big challenge for.
So like shortage of manpower is an issue.
And well, shortage of experienced precinct officials. So we're hoping that you know, the governor or the legislature will address it, make it a holiday.
Oh yeah, definitely.
and you know, we know we're in a budget crunch, but democracy is not cheap, and we want the best elections. We want to make sure that everyone is confident that the elections are truly the voice of the people.
Yes, and you know, give everyone the opportunity to come out and, you know, place their vote.
Yes.
Not that they'll be stuck or they can't leave, you know, and that kind of.
Yes. Oh, so on that note, I want to let people know out there that even if you work for the private sector, the law requires your employer to give you 2 hours without any deduction to leave to go and vote at your polling site.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So if your employer requires proof that you were there to vote, simply ask the precinct official for your I voted note. The precinct official will sign off that you were there and you voted at such and such a time. So that's So, employees of the government of Guam, employees of the federal government, employees of the private sector. Please know that the law requires your bosses to give you 2 hours during the day with no deduction in pay and no deduction in leave to go out and vote.
See, like, that raises a very excellent point, how the law even gives people the opportunity to go out and vote. So it shows that it's very important that people do exercise their right to vote, and it does matter, in an election. And so they shouldn't use excuses like, my vote won't matter, my vote won't count, because obviously, even our legislatures felt that it was so important that they participate. Everybody has the opportunity.
In the 2016 general election, number 15 and number 16 was a very close race. It was, I believe, if I remember correctly, decided by only 20 or 21 votes.
Out of 50,000. Remember that, people, out of 50,000.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So if you're still not registered to vote, the students, the marketing students of the University of Guam will be at the One Guam Forum at the University of Guam Cabo Fieldhouse. That's this coming Tuesday. And so the students will be outside on a registration table, and inside the class of over 20, 4 went to Guam Election Commission on their own. It was not a requirement, and I said, don't do it. There are over 175 volunteer registrars out there that would be willing to help. But our students, with their own initiative, went and got trained as volunteer registrars. They will be at the UOG Cabo Fieldhouse come Tuesday, starting at, I believe, 5 o'clock. I don't remember what time the doors open. And they will be there ready to register you to vote.
Okay, so
just this morning, Kehani, just this morning, the University of Guam announced that all University of Guam students will get a free ticket to the One Guam Forum.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, so pass it on. That all the, there are over 3,000 students at the university. If you're out there, and if you're a member of the Triton family, please help the BA 260 class. The BA 260 classes meet their goal of registering 250 Triton family voters.
Okay, so on that note, can you kind of just go over what is required to register to vote, so that people, who are interested, they know already firsthand?
Okay, you must be a U.S. citizen. You must be, in order to vote in the general election this year, you must turn 18 on or before November 6th, the day of the general election. If you're still 17, if you're going to turn 18 after the primary election, but on or before the general election, you can still vote in the primary election. So if you're 17 3/4, you can still vote in the primary election on Saturday, August 25th.
Buy with confidence is the Triple J Advantage. 1-year maintenance, 1-year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J, customers first. Buy with confidence is the Triple J Advantage. 1-year maintenance, 1-year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J, customers first.
You must be a U.S. citizen. You must be 18 by November 6th. You have to be a resident of Guam, which means you have to be here on Guam, physically here on Guam, 30 days before the election. When you're ready and you meet all these qualifications, you can provide a photo ID. So what kind of photo ID can you use? Any validly issued photo ID from the federal government or the government of Guam, including student IDs. So yes, including Guam high school student IDs. So at UOG Triton Family, you can use your student ID to register to vote. And when we say validly issued, you know, your passport was issued because you were a U.S. citizen. You can use your expired passport to register to vote.
Okay. So, and how? What are the different ways that people can register? I know, of course, coming to the GEC office.
Yes, coming to you can register at our offices in Hagatna at the GCIC building between 8 and 5. You can go to your mayor's office. All mayor's offices are staffed with a registrar, and so you can register right there in your mayor's offices. On our website, you can download or you can look at names and contact information of over 175 community volunteer registrars that are willing to come to your homes to register you should you need. You can also register up at the Division of Motor Vehicle. Every driver's examiner, everybody that takes care of you up at DMV, they're required by law to offer you the opportunity to register to vote. So you can fill out an affidavit of registration. The form says, "I swear that I am a U.S. citizen." You will have to attest that you're also a resident of Guam, and you will fill out the information. That will register you to vote as well. We do have online voter registration. You can get on gec.guam.gov and register online to vote. For those that are off island and are registered to vote, you can fill out absentee ballot application forms right off our website. Download the form, complete it, sign it, send it back to us. If you still need to register to vote, you must do it. You can do it also off that application form for the absentee ballot. That can double as a registration form. You will need to provide us a copy of your photo ID.
Okay, so basically there are just a wide array of different ways that people can, you know, vote, or they can register to vote. So, you know, there's no excuses for any of you out there.
You know, and as I talk to my counterparts in the United States, across the 50 states and the territories, one of the things that we have here on Guam is everything is so convenient because it's only 212 square miles. You don't have to travel far to register to vote. So you can, you can probably, some of us can walk to our mayor's offices to register to vote.
Yes.
So it is really convenient.
So, you know, also based on your experience, you know, as the director of GEC, do you have any tips for, you know, potential candidates?
Okay, so yes, in terms of the qualifications and the packet, candidate seminars are offered every month, twice. Next week, Thursday, May 10th, and Friday, May 11th. On Thursday, the candidate seminar begins at 5:30. On Friday, the candidate seminars begins at 2 o'clock. The best tip I can give the candidates is attend these seminars. Both the seasoned candidate, the incumbents, and the brand new candidates. We've had comments where new candidates have come to at least 2 sessions, and every session, the second session, they learn more because the seminar takes on its own way. We start with going through the packet and the candidate filing requirements, but based on the questions, the seminar could go into campaign finance. The seminar could talk about the other forms that are required. And so there's plenty to learn. And remember, the election code is made up of 21 chapters. So even us at the Guam Election Commission, every day we still learn as we read all 21 chapters. So come to our candidate seminar this month. For the month of May, we've invited the Civil Service Commission to come and help us with the candidates. So they will start the candidate seminar with a presentation on the Mini Hatch Act. Guam Election Commission has been fielding a lot of questions about the Mini Hatch Act. So we thought it'd be good if we partner up and have them come, and again to make it easier for the candidates and their supporters.
Because civil service is the one that does oversee.
That's correct.
That.
Yes. So if any candidate, any voter is interested in attending our candidate seminars, please call our office at 477-9791 or email us at vote@gec.guam.gov. We have limited number of seats, and we will, we'll put your name on the list, and it's on a first come first served basis.
Okay, so you did mention May, and we know that in May it's Mother's Day. So I know that you're a mother. Do you have any plans? What are your plans?
Well, plans, or what do I want for Mother's Day?
Or what? Okay, that's a better question.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah. So what do you want for Mother's Day?
I want to be able to stay home and do nothing on Mother's Day, except go to Mass, and after that, just go home and relax, and just veg, right? And so,
just a little R&R.
Yes, in between, and I'm able to do that like every 2 weeks. Maybe I would sneak in a day of a leisurely day of not doing anything at home, and just lounge around and relax and do brainless work, right? Like even washing dishes is sometimes therapeutic, a leisure for me.
So how, especially with you being a public servant in your position, how do you balance being a mother and also your job? Even as a teacher, how do you balance it all together?
Well, our youngest child is 14, so he's a freshman in high school. And so there are times when he's sitting at the back of the room because it works so that in the hour and a half class he can do at least one homework, right? He can do the schoolwork that's required. Another thing is, when I come in on Saturdays, sometimes they're there with me on Saturdays. They're there doing homework, or they're in between band practice. 3 of my boys are still in a band, so they still do band practice. So I come to the office, work, then go pick them up and do something that needs to be done for them.
So you just manage to maintain, try to find some balance between everything in your life.
Absolutely, Kehani. I used to live in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
I lived in Los Angeles for 10 years. And when I came back, I realized that in Los Angeles, as a family, we can sit down and have dinner at least 5 times a week at home. Here on Guam, that's literally impossible. So imagine this. Imagine a little island girl saying it's busier on Guam
than it
than
is in LA.
Yes, and it truly is. And it's called the extended family. And it's also because Guam is so small, you have to wear a lot of hats.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be a generalist. So that's where we're at, right here on Guam.
So, for all of you women in power, you can take an example from Maria here. Also, too, anyone out there who is looking to register to vote, you can visit her at the GEC office at the GCIC building in Hagatna. Thank you so much, Maria, for joining us today.
You're very welcome, Kehani.
She's Maria Pangelinan. I'm Kehani Mendiola, and thanks for tuning in to Cruising with KUAM.